All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. This is episode 945 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Two Thumbs, All Smiles, Thinks Canary, T-shirt on, Dr. Gerald Auger, and I am so excited because if you are looking to if you're looking to get informed on the top daily cyber news, the threat intelligence, and getting a bit more education going beneath the headlines to understand kind of what the story means or how it came to be or what you can use this information for to help drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders, or if you want to be able to basically crush a job interview in cybersecurity, we got you covered for days. Joni Hogan, 4 months. Time does fly, friend. Great to see you up in this piece. We're going to be doing that over the next hour, going through about 8 or 9 of the top cyber stories of the day, alongside all of my friends in the Simply Cyber community like Faye Doyle from Ireland, Tim McDonald, Phil Stafford coming to you from 5 a.m., AA Witherspoon, as always, Kimberly Can Fix It, Beachfront, Kimberly Can Fix It. We're all going to do it, and don't forget, we're not going to just do the news today. We're actually going to show you how amazing this community is because it's Wednesday. Mike, what day is it? Mike, what day is it? Hump Day! That's right, it's Worldwide Wednesday. So friends, before we get into the news, we are going to have a little goof off here, going around the world and seeing exactly how amazing and international this community is. So get ready, Faye Doyle. We're going to need you to bring Europe online ASAP. As always, every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including episode 945, is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot right above my head. You are part of the show for very good reason. Say what's up, grab a screenshot. If you want, include the title of the show, which deliberately has the date and the episode number in it. You can see the ticking chyron right below me says half a CPE in it. All of this is quite deliberate to make evidence to support your CPE claims. Lock tight, man. I'm talking stone cold lock of the week. This is a guaranteed pick if you're into the sports betting scene, which I'm not. I just know those terms. Guys, we're going to have a good time today, I promise you. I'm super pumped. I'm 3/4 of the way through a French press. I put some moisturizer on my face today, so I'm feeling all fresh and so clean, like I'm coming to you from ATL in the dungeon. It's going to be a good one. Now, before I say any more, let me throw some love to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to get up here and yell into this microphone, spitting hot fire like I'm Dylon every single morning. Starting with my good friend Eric Taylor, the crew at Barricade Cyber Solutions. Holler at me now, Barricade Cyber Solutions. If you're a squad member, dig into the emote squad tray. You got a Barricade Cyber Solutions logo in there. Let it rain! Barricade Cyber Solutions is presenting you with their Fortify 365 solution. Basically, you can harden and properly configure your Microsoft 365 environment beyond the vanilla image, the vanilla load, the vanilla install, the default configs, whatever you want to call it. They can help you harden it. We're talking conditional access, obviously MFA, obviously, basically all the things, right? Intune, autopilot, not default config, enrolling with certain configuration settings, posture checking, like limited access to tenant admins and stuff like that. All of those things you need to harden your environment. I'm literally in full blast mode of doing the vulnerability management analyst class right now. I'm actually finishing the slides today. And misconfiguration, default configs, all gross ways to get your organization popped. So don't be like that. Call Eric Taylor. Go to fortify365.com today to learn more about how you can hook yourself up. 7 days left. Too late will be the cry when the man with the blue team summit has passed you by. 7 days left to register for this free virtual cybersecurity conference where half the speakers are Simply Cyber community members. Let's go. I'm telling you guys, if you want to level up, register for this conference. $0, half a day, so you have no excuse. You don't have to take time off from work. You don't have to miss emails. It's 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. At minimum, register for the conference. If you can't make it, fine. But if you can make it, aren't you going to be glad that you registered? It's free anyway, so what are we really asking you to do here? 30 seconds of your day to set yourself up for success? If you could set your future self up for success, why wouldn't you? Go to antisyphontraining.com, check it out. I'll drop a link here to the summit. Also, by the way, I just want to point out, even if you're not a blue teamer, it's Blue Team Summit, but if you're not a blue teamer, you can still get value from this, all right? GRC people definitely could get value. Pen testers could definitely get value. All of our roles in cybersecurity intermatrix with each other, okay? Literally, the slides I'm working on right now for my vulnerability management analyst class is the role of pen testing in vulnerability management. It's essentially, I sent a screenshot to Tyler Ramsby. It's like GRC and Red high-fiving in an epic way. So definitely giddy up on that. All right, I also want to say holla out to Threat Locker. Let's do the Threat Locker ad read, and then when we come back, I'm going to ask the first timers to identify them. Actually, before we do the Threat Locker read, if today's your first episode, welcome to the party, pal. We are really super geeked up. Amish Brain, when you say really, you promise. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but listen. If today's your first episode, drop a hashtag first timer in chat, hashtag first timer in chat, and we will welcome you properly. We're going to do the Threat Locker ad read, and then when we get back, Worldwide Wednesday. Whoa. Is this the Kathy Chambers? Simply Cyber's Community Member of the Week, Kathy Chambers? In chat right now? Oh my God. I doth declare I have the vapors. Kathy Chambers. Oh my Lord. Barricade's giving away 5 Wild West Hackinfest tickets at the summit. If you want to go to one of the best cyber conferences out there, Deadwood's Wild West Hackinfest, tickets are sold out, my friend. It's a big deal. You can get a chance to win a ticket. I'm going to tell you, I like this conference so much that yesterday I got notified that my registration was canceled, like my ticket was invalidated, and I nearly lost my mind. I wasn't even driving and I almost drove off the road, okay? I was at my desk, I almost drove off the road. Apparently everything's good though. I had bought a ticket as a normal attendee and then I got accepted as a speaker, so I actually had 2 tickets, so they refunded my money, which I really appreciate. All right, let's hear from Threat Locker. Come on, Threat Locker, go. Hey, what's up, Simply Cyber? Thanks so much. That's not right. What? Oh, shoot. Oh, damn it. I just deleted the Threat Locker. Well, nothing's quite like live. I just deleted the Threat Locker video in the back end. Like, I can't play it now because I just deleted it. You know when you get those pop-ups that say, are you sure you wish to delete this? And then you always scowl at it and you're like, of course I want to delete it. What the hell? That pop-up would have been really nice right then because I absolutely did delete it. And son of a gun. Okay, well, let's... Shoot! Okay, let's do this really quickly. Oh my God, I haven't thought about Threat Locker ad read in a minute. Okay, really quickly. Guys, let me tell you about Threat Locker. Threat Locker is a zero trust endpoint protection platform, as you can see in the thumbnail. But what I want to tell you is that Threat Locker takes a deny by default approach to application security. At Black Hat, they actually rolled out new functionality that's baked into the product that you automatically get access to called Defend Against Configuration. And it really does address identifying those misconfigurations in your environment, kind of proactive cybersecurity, and notifying you through a dashboard to your IT administrators and cybersecurity professionals that you are actually taking on risk that you don't need to, and giddy up on that. Countless organizations that you have heard of, Fortune 500 companies, and state and local municipalities, I can't name one specifically because they're still under evaluation, but I can tell you for a fact, I know people at the state level who are have been piloting Threat Locker for about 3 months and love it. So if you want to check out more about ThreatLocker and see how they can help your organization stop malware from detonating in your environment, go to threatlocker.com/dailycyber. You got to go to that one so we get credit for it here. Otherwise, ThreatLocker is going to think that we're not telling anyone about them. threatlocker.com/dailycyber. Giddy up on that. Thank you very much to ThreatLocker. And this is what it looks like when you pivot. You make moves like a snake in the grass roundabout, right? You gotta be able to roll with the punches up in this piece. But guys, my first timers, if you're here, holler at me. But you long timers, you know exactly what we're about to do. Bring out the copyright strikes. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna take a slug of this coffee because it's about to get randy up in here. Oh my God, the coffee is so good. Woo! It just feels right, doesn't it? All right, guys, every single day of the week has a special segment, and Wednesday is Worldwide Wednesday, where we show you, there's the DJ BSEC rotating globe, we show you how amazing this community is, and you show the world how awesome you are. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. I'm going to ask you where you are. Just tell me what country you're in. Not a bad OPSEC move, okay? Doxing doesn't happen at the nation level. You tell me where you're at, and we're going to go. Thank you, Marcus Kyler. Hold on, let me set the timer to 2 minutes. All right, we're off and running. Here we go. I saw somebody, I want to start right there. Ray Hunter in Hotlanta, firing up the dungeon, ATLians. Here we go, let us know. Carrie's in Texas. Thomas Marquette is in Georgia. Ethiopia online. Good to see you, Africa. Hello, Canada. Jamaica me crazy, am I right? Jamaica. Boom, baby, boom. We got the Caribbean online. Tejas, I don't know where that is. Eric Myers in the Low Country. Port Zero in the Midlands. San Francisco, California, getting up early. Phil Stafford. RDU, North Carolina. Love it. Roswell, UK. We're going to go ahead and just mark the UK up. We got Jeff Watala in the UP. All right. Amish Brain, what up? All right, Las Vegas, Andrew Fuentes. Hopefully you made it to the meetup. We got another UK person. London, Dallas, Texas, Ray 699. Indiana, Cyber Satyr. The Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex is in. Amish Brains risen it up. We got Hotlanta. Good morning, Oklahoma City. Good to see you. Tijuana, Mexico. Jesus, I know one thing about Tijuana, Mexico. Splatter your bladder night right over the border. You know what I'm talking about. Tanzania is in the house. There we go. If you remind me of Jawjack, and I'll tell you about Splatter the Bladder Night. It was a bar. Initiative. Very gross. Very interesting. Bangladesh is in the house. Dublin. Good to see you, Face Doyle. Pip and cheerio, or I don't know what Irish people say, but it's just good to see you. Niagara, Canada's in here. What's up, Floridians? Mid-Missouri in the U.S. All right, Team Sippy Cup, UT. Utah's in here. All right, where's Australia? Dominica. What is Dominica? Oh my God. Where's Dominica? Huh. I'll have to Google that. That's interesting. All right, Indianapolis, Pensacola. Becky Gaylord's in the house. Good to see you. All right, hold on. Let's take inventory. I don't know what's going on. Did we miss something? Is it people? What are we doing here? Wow. So no South America, no Australia, and very like mainland Europe and Middle East not represented. Jeez, we had a tough one today. This might be the I don't want to say the weakest performance because that sounds negative, but this is a underperformance on balance of how we normally operate this thing. So, hold on. Is Ralph? Ralph is in the Australia? Yeah, Andres Molina is typically bringing Colombia. Richard Duff, Funky Monk is bringing Australia. People must be sleeping in today. I'm going to just take a quick one because Roswell UK said Ralph, so we're going to go ahead and dig in on that. All right, guys. If I had the let's celebrate the wins instead of playing the trombone from Price is Right. We're just gonna be like wah wah wah. Good to see everyone. I hope Everyone's doing well. Good international representation, though. Basically, every major segment of the time zones is represented, with Africa, Bangladesh, North America in full effect. School is back in session. That is true. If you're in Carline right now, shout out to you, holla, and to all the kids.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's what the kids are saying to their parents in the front. All right, guys, do me a favor. We've played around, but now it's time to get to work. So sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us. Awesome wave. Let's go.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
Hey, Funky Monk.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. I'm Sarah Lane. UK agrees to drop backdoor mandate for Apple devices. Britain dropped its demand that Apple build a backdoor into its encrypted services following months of talks with U.S. officials. U.S. Spy Chief Tulsi Gabbard said the deal, reached with U.S. and U.K. leaders, resolves concerns that the order violated privacy protections and a bilateral agreement. Apple has strongly opposed the mandate, warning it would weaken security and expose users to cyber threats. Massive.
All right, so whatever. International policy. This has been going along for a little while here. Essentially, the UK has been on a massive tech surveillance encroachment for the last couple years. They have closed circuit TV all over the place, facial recognition all over the place. They just passed a law, or they just passed something like last week or something. Roswell, UK, all the UK folks in chat, let me know. There was something just a couple days ago or a week ago about UK doing something, and I went off about 1984 Big Brother. Dude, they wanted a backdoor into Apple iPhones. I don't know what the distribution is, but I suspect lots of people have iPhones in the UK, right? Now, again, just as a quick aside, having an iPhone does not mean that you're wealthy or whatever, but on balance, socioeconomically speaking, more wealthy countries typically have more citizens with iPhones. You're entitled to own an Android if you're the richest person on the planet. You're entitled to own an iPhone if you're the poorest person on the planet. It's not that you're being gated. It's just that Android devices are typically far more affordable than iPhones. And they're just there's the shakedown of socioeconomic. So having said that, I know UK does pretty good, okay? So there's definitely a, oh yeah. Thank you. Daylight Dave is talking about the Online Safety Act that makes people identify themselves online. Okay, so that was like an exposure type thing. So anyways, with this iPhone thing, I bet you lots, maybe more than half of UK citizens have iPhones. So they wanted a backdoor in it. A backdoor is essentially a capability for the government to enter your phone and your iCloud, I would assume, to do whatever they want from a law enforcement perspective. And, obviously Apple didn't want that. Apple's been riding on a privacy campaign for years now, and they didn't want it. The fact that the United States came in and negotiated or worked with the UK to get this thing sorted out is kind of interesting to me. Just because the United States government has also in the past attempted to do this. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, went all the way to the Supreme Court against Apple 7 years ago to get the same thing put into iPhones. Literally, the U.S. government tried to do this themselves and then backed out right as it got to the Supreme Court because they got a hacker to hack into the phones that they needed hacked into anyways. So I hate to be such a cynical prick, but to me, there's something this feels like there's something going on in the back end. Maybe I've seen too many sci-fi movies or too many dystopian corrupt leadership. And I'm not saying Gabbert's corrupt. I'm not saying anything about the current administration. I'm just saying it just seems like a weird, you wouldn't normally say the United States spy chief, which by the way, that's kind of an interesting way to put it. As far as I know, she's the intelligence chief, right? Would want to protect citizens' privacy, right? It just seems kind of weird. Also worth noting, lots of politicians in the United States use iPhones, so there is kind of you don't want to burn yourself, right? And really quick, so this doesn't really affect any of us. I mean, obviously, privacy is a big thing for the individual, for your own business, and practicing cybersecurity and helping businesses drive cyber risk reduction down. Not really something you got to worry about. The final thing I'll say, and I say this all the time, but it bears repeating because we have first timers like Watch Winter Work here for their first episode. Welcome to the party, Watch Winter Work.
Welcome to the party, pal.
You got to remember, like, the ability to get in and backdoor things is all well and good, but it can be abused by humans. That's it, right? Law enforcement is humans. So people who don't like their ex-spouse's new partner could be abused. Someone who's like a creep and trying to like hunt down someone who has like an unhealthy obsession with somebody, using that to hunt people down. Like it can get slippery. And then 1984 by Orson Welles is the de facto, extreme hyperbolic example of what can happen when tech surveillance gets, all the way to the maximum. Okay.
Alliance Life data breach impacts 1.1 million people. After attackers stole data from Alliance Life customers in a July Salesforce breach, the company now reports personal data from 1.1 million Alliance Life customers.
Hold on. 1984 is by George Orwell. I'm sorry. I said Orson Welles. I'm sorry. It's George Orwell. I thought I was wrong. I just Googled it. And then I see Luke Canfield and others jumping in here. So I messed up, okay? I'm not perfect. Believe that.
Were affected. Linked to the Shiny Hunters extortion group. This includes names, emails, phone numbers, addresses, dates of birth, and in some cases, tax IDs, which have since been leaked online. Alliance Life has around 2,000 employees in the U.S. and is a subsidiary of Alliance SE, which has over 128 million customers worldwide and ranks as the world's 82nd largest company based on revenue.
Thank you. Dude, I'm having a day today. Kyle McGowan pointing out I used a double negative about driving cyber risk reduction down. Yeah, that's just a mess up of words. I think you all know what I'm saying. Like, you want to drive cyber risk down. Down and reduction would be like kind of like the double wording. So choose your own adventure. If you want to go for a triple word score on a Scrabble board, use reduction. If you want to just communicate clearly, use the word down. All right, Alliance Life got hit with Shiny Hunters. Is definitely a very sophisticated cyber threat criminal group. They do data exfil. 1 million people's data taken. Expect increase in social engineering. Between this coupled with deepfakes and AI, it's gross. I honestly believe that there's going to be some type of like mass tipping point. Justin Gould was talking about this yesterday too. Some mass tipping point where a threat actor gets the special sauce between having this basically punch list of victims to go through, coupled with like a great pretext, using this data to make it more credible and believable, and then they're just going to go ham. Remember, though, attacking individuals takes a lot of time, effort, energy, whereas attacking businesses, you get more return on your investment. Again, this isn't Threat Actor Academy. I'm not trying to convince you how to commit crime. I'm just saying, if anything, I could see individuals getting attacked, not so much so they personally get compromised, but financially or fraudulently, but more so they can be used as a foothold into like their organization, unless you are a high net worth individual, and then of course you're basically like a business yourself because you have the revenue. All this Salesforce targeted data is also linked to that Shiny Hunters group, so it's not good. This is a bad look for Salesforce. Salesforce is like the de facto big boy kind of sales team solution software. Let's take a quick look. I said this yesterday. Salesforce stock price. Salesforce, let's see how they're looking. Now this, if you're listening on audio only, this podcast is available on audio only if you want. I've pulled up Salesforce, and you could see here they were trading at 270 on Monday, July 28th, a month ago, and they have since gone way down to 237. Basically, about 10% of their value has gone down. But let's be real. Like, look, it's gone back up. 270 to 230 is $40. So it actually went down 20%, and then it's back up about 7 or 8%. So the rebound has already happened. It used to take a couple years. Go back to Target 2014 hack and look at their stock value. It took a few years to recover. Now it takes a few weeks to recover. So yeah, unfortunately, cyber attacks on businesses aren't as devastating to the business as much anymore. Obviously, they don't want it, but all right. Not a good look, guys. This is Alliance is a insurance company, so if you do work in insurance, you can use this as a case study on trying to sell to your executive team that this is a thing you have to worry about and it could impact you. They don't say in the story how much money this is going to cost Alliance. You can look up, I like to do this. You can look up in the Verizon data breach incident report, the most current one. You can also look up Ponemon Institute releases reports. IBM X-Force releases reports that are pretty good. Those three are very good. And they will actually have, especially the Verizon data breach one, they'll actually have revenue metrics on what the average cost of a ransomware attack is, what the average downtime is for ransomware attack or for other attacks, right? So you can use those quantifiable metrics to help support your argument when you're trying to get budget and stuff.
Speed cameras knocked out after cyber attack. A cyber attack back in July on the Netherlands Public Prosecution Service forced the agency offline, disabling many of the country's speed cameras. The breach was reported as part of Citrix vulnerabilities and disrupted fixed, average, and portable speed checks, leaving only phone use cameras operational. The outage also slowed legal processes, with staff needing to use paper communication. iPhone users able to send.
All right. So, hey, if you're again, I know we had a big talk about this the other day, and I still get confused between the Dutch, the Danes, the Netherlands, and the Denmarks. Is Danish Denmark or Dutch? I really get confused about that. And I know if you're over there right now, you know, Scandinavians are really nice, really kind people, but I think they probably get pissed if I call like a Netherlands person a Dutch Dane or whatever. Anyways, their federal public prosecution service got hacked recently, and speed cameras that are basically taking pictures and mailing you tickets got taken down. Now, obviously, this is definitely a side effect, unless somebody was like going back to get ready to drink space tacos, unless somebody was going back to 1985 and preparing to do the Cannonball Run with Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds, and you were going to be hauling butt across the Netherlands, and you wanted no speed cameras to catch you, go Google Cannonball Run. That's a bit of a deep cut. The premise of it was absurd. But yeah, speed cameras are down. Now, I do want to point out a couple things here. It's fine that the speed cameras are down, but two things. When you're doing, space tacos. Listen, this is one of those great stories that I can go well beneath the headline. Like, if you live in San Francisco, like Phil Stafford, right? You're like, who do I care if the Dutch speed cameras are knocked out? I don't give a flip. Next story, Jerry. Well, let me go a little bit further, okay? Number one, this is going to result in lost revenue for the government in the Netherlands. Period. They definitely get paid on speeding tickets. Now, is it going to change their overall, annual budget? Probably not, but it's a hit. Number two, there could be like a public safety issue, right? So people who drive like a-holes, they're not going to be held accountable for it. right? But honestly, chances are they weren't going to change their driving behavior anyways. So not really there. Third, when you're thinking of, and this is probably the most important part, when you're looking at a system and you're doing a business impact analysis, a BIA, you have to work with the business. If you're a GRC person doing this, you have to work with the business to understand, hey, if this system goes down, what's the impact, right? A lot of people will do a business impact analysis and a business continuity plan or a DR, disaster recovery plan, without the help of the business, and it's completely wrong to do it this way. You are absolutely missing the point of a business impact analysis. In this instance, if they had done a business impact analysis, they may have said, hey, listen, what systems are dependent on this national prosecution system or whatever it is, okay? I wouldn't think speed cameras are tied to the prosecution system. It sounds like the prosecution system's more of like a courts type thing, right? And this speed cameras are more of like in the field operations thing. But guess what? They are dependent on each other. And now you have downtime. So by doing the business impact analysis, you would discover something like this. And then here's another thing that junior GRC people miss all the time. Space Tacos can vibe with me on this one. Okay, so let's just say you did a business impact analysis and you discovered that some system that you obviously don't want to go down in the first place has a dependency on another system, these speed cameras. Well, we don't want that, right? Well, guess what? GRC people, cyber people, it is not our choice. It's not our opinion. It's not our anything to decide whether or not those speed cameras need to be resilient or not. We don't decide that. All we do is advise that, listen, the speed cameras are dependent on this system. If this system goes down, we lose the cameras. Business, is that acceptable or not? We don't say it is or isn't. We ask if it is or isn't. And if they say it is acceptable, then fine. We come up with a plan as best we can to make them quick to recover, right? Oh, let's have some backups. Let's have like a quick switch flip up and down. Let's have a second camera there on a separate network, whatever. If they say it is not acceptable to have them down, then we have to go into like a high availability or decouple the speed cameras from that one system so they're not dependent on it anymore or whatever. It's not our decision whether or not the business, like whether this stays online or not. That's a business decision, okay? It's a perfect example of where those things come up. Because a lot of times junior people will be like, oh no, the speed cameras will go down. We've got to protect them, keep them up. It's like, do we? I don't know. You tell me. And I'll give you, I've said this before. I've told this story before, but I'll give you another one. I worked in healthcare, okay? We had a system in healthcare called, it was like telestroke. Without going all into it, if you're suffering a stroke, time is incredibly important to intercept for good patient outcomes, right? So if you're having a stroke and you don't get confirmed you're having a stroke and treated within, like, say, 30 minutes, you can be permanently disabled. If you catch it in a few minutes, you could be perfectly fine, okay? So time is wicked important. Because neurologists are not, like, abundant, right? It's not like you're tripping over neurologists going to the grocery store. They have something called telestroke, which is basically a FaceTime with a neurologist who can assess you and determine if you are, in fact, having a stroke and what to do for next steps. Guess what? Telestroke requires internet connectivity. So you want to talk about a dependency. If the internet goes down, we lose telestroke and we can't assess strokes with any timeliness. That is a big choice. And then it becomes a question, hey, healthcare provider, do we want to accept having a patient present in the ED with stroke-like symptoms and be unable to help them or tell them that they have to drive 60 minutes to another healthcare facility? Is that something we want to take on? The business might say, well, yeah, that's fine with us. And then general counsel comes in and goes, are you serious right now? No, right? Or patient advocates come in and say, what, are you kidding me? All of this is to say it's not our choice. Okay, let's keep cooking.
Encrypted text to Android friends with iOS 26. Code in the iOS 26 beta spotted by Android Authority notes that Apple may soon bring end-to-end encryption to RCS messages between iPhone and Android users. The code references RCS encryption, building on Apple's earlier pledge to support secure cross-platform messaging. RCS already enables richer features like larger files, better media, and read receipts, but doesn't have true encryption. The GSM Association's new RCS standard, based on messaging layer security, would make it the first cross-provider messaging format with E2EE.
All right. Encrypted messaging, people text message each other all the time. Encrypted messaging is something people want. I won't spend a lot of time on this story for the sake of time. All I'll say is, if you want encrypted text messages, you don't have to be a criminal or have super secrets to want to use encrypted text messaging. You can just do it because you like privacy. If you're going to do it, like, this is cute that Android and iOS are going to be able to communicate with each other encrypted. Just use Signal.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Conveyor. If portal questionnaires were a person, you would have blocked them by now. Endless clicks, bad navigation, and expanding questions stacked like Russian nesting dolls all add up to hours of your life you're never going to get back. Conveyor's AI browser extension auto-completes any portal questionnaire without the copy and paste like those other browser extensions on the market. Spend less time battling portals and more time on work that matters. Learn more at www.conveyor.com.
All right. All right, holla at you. I do want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody in chat. Thank you so very much for being here. Definitely appreciate it. We are off and running, having a great show. We are at the Midroll, which means that we are going to enjoy some Simple Minds. Don't you forget about me. Alpha Sierra is going to be our drum major for the day. Marcus Kyler's in the B-hole chair, ready to assist Alpha Sierra. Want to say shout out to the stream sponsors, Barricade, Cyber, Antisyphon, Threat Locker, and holler at you, Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. We were just talking about surveillance. Data brokers make a profit off your data. Your data is a commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, harassment, but now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. As someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me because I have kids, I have a wife, I like having my privacy. I love being an extrovert. I love service. I love helping everyone and anyone on their cyber career journey. But at the same time, I do have privacy. I do like my privacy, and I like to control when I'm extroverted and when I'm internally facing with my kids and my wife. And my home address is something I'd like to protect, which data brokers, for just a couple bucks, are super pumped to sell. Not for me. I'm not interested in that. So what I did was I took control of my data. You could take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, code simplycyber at checkout. Excellent. All right, guys, as always, we did Worldwide Wednesday to start the show, so no additional mid-roll. I want to say thank you so very much. Marcus Kyler says, I swear I never used to hear this song before the Daily Prep Brief. Now I hear it all the time. Yeah, I can promise you, if you're like in an elevator, a grocery store, anywhere, and this song comes on, you are instantly transported to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. It's awesome. I love it personally. All right, let's speed run to the la-la-la-las. Alpha Sierra, get ready to lead us off. Drum Major Marcus Kyler, get ready to lead us off. And for everybody else, feel free to let your head bob. Embrace your weird. I do it every day. Let's go. Let's go. La, 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 la. You know the words. when you walk on by. Oh, yeah, so good. All right, let's finish, y'all. Let's finish.
Public exploit released for critical SAP Netweaver flaw. A critical SAP Netweaver flaw is being actively exploited after public exploit code was released, allowing unauthenticated remote code execution from the metadata uploader.
Just become best friends. Yep.
CISA.
James Aquiggan at 35,000 feet dropping a super chat. James is in seat 1A at 35,000 feet, taking some time to get away and recharge the batteries before the busy schedule starting in mid-September until Thanksgiving. LFG. Coffee cup cheers, James Aquiggan, and enjoy Alaska.
Added it to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. Organizations should apply appropriate SAP security notes, restrict the vulnerable endpoint, and monitor for signs of compromise. Microsoft.
All right. This isn't good. Okay. So, public exploit. What is this? This is what it means, okay? Vulnerabilities are weaknesses in systems, applications, software, okay? A vulnerability can be something really deep and technical, like a buffer overflow, a use after free bug, whatever, okay? A SQL injection, right? This is in the code, and that's a problem. Also, there's misconfigurations, right? Vulnerabilities can be exploited. There's different ways to exploit vulnerabilities, but really sophisticated, like shell codes or malformed packets or custom code that the application wasn't really thinking about how to process, whatever. That's what's up. Now, just because a system has a vulnerability does not mean that it's being exploited. Okay, it just means you left your car unlocked, right? You like went into the mall, or what would be something Gen Z would understand. You went into I don't know. Like basically you left your car unlocked or your house unlocked. Just because you left your car or your house unlocked doesn't mean someone broke in and robbed your house or robbed your car, right? It just means that you have a vulnerability. Your car or house is unlocked. When you see something like this, public exploit released, that is alarm bells going off, okay? Public exploit means that there is an accessible tool that can be used to exploit that vulnerability. So basically, using the silly car and house example, this right here is the equivalent of like a this is dumb, but like imagine, if you will, that a public exploit, or like the ability, like everyone can just open the door, right? But imagine that like you could push a button or whatever and like use one of those battering rams to knock the door off. Or, you put on like boots like it's Battletoads. Drink. Like it's Battletoads. Great game, by the way. Heck of a callback. And you can kick open the door, right? That's what a public exploit is. It incredibly will do two things. One, it's going to incredibly increase the likelihood you're going to be exploited, because far more people are going to have the ability to do it. When there isn't a public exploit available, a lot of times only more sophisticated individuals can execute on it, because the barrier to entry is higher, and people who really don't know what they're doing or aren't sophisticated yet or talented enough to understand how to make an exploit, they can't do it. This is why like Metasploit is super popular, is because it has a bunch of baked in exploits. This is why Exploit DB is a popular website, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can just put in the vulnerable software, the CVE, and go find an exploit, put it in your weapon and deliver it. And you don't have to understand how it works. So if you are running SAP Netweaver, you have had probably a good month or two to patch this. You gotta patch it. If you have not patched it, and you've been getting kicked down the street, oh, we'll do it later. Oh, we don't have a maintenance window. We don't have anything. This should absolutely actively increase your urgency. Like basically, if you have been getting ramrodded by your IT team about fixing this, because it's a big, dude, SAP is a massive beast of software, okay? So it's not something you would just like patch on a Friday at 3:00 and hope for the best. You would definitely coordinate and execute it. But if you haven't done it yet, this absolutely should be an urgency, okay? You can see the CVSS score of 10, which is the highest it can get. Active exploitations out there. Do we even have a... I don't know if the EPSS score has gone up. EPSS is another scoring system. Yeah, dude, look at this. It's a 10 out of 10. For percentile, it's 96% worse than... There's hundreds of thousands of vulnerabilities in the EPSS database. This one is 96% worse than all the other ones. You have a 1 in 3 chance of getting exploited in the next 3 days. If you, like, this is basically playing Russian roulette with a 3-chamber revolver instead of a 6-chamber revolver. Okay, this is serious. If you're running SAP, you got to get this sorted out sooner than later, okay? It's in the SAP Netweaver Java Visual Composer, which was patched in April. You've had 4 months.
You gotta patch it.
Get on it. There's no reason. There's no good excuse anymore. Okay?
Microsoft August security updates break Windows recovery and reset. Microsoft confirmed that its August 2025 Windows security updates are breaking reset and recovery functions on Windows 10 and older Windows 11 versions. The issue affects features like Reset My PC and Remote Wipe and applies to various updates. Microsoft says it plans to deliver fixes via out-of-band updates in the coming days. Drip Dropper Linux.
All right. There you go. So, I'm like living in vulnerability management world right now because of the class I'm working on. So this is actually like so funny. But listen, patches come out. Windows operating system has tens of thousands of lines of code. It is a complicated piece of software. And sometimes, not deliberately, an introduction of new code can break existing code, and it just needs to get sorted out. In this instance, the August patch is breaking the Windows recovery and reset. Now, this is a specific issue. So like if you patch your computer, like right now, I'm like literally looking at the little icon of the patch thing for my Windows operating system right now. It's like checking. So I personally, I'm not expecting to use the Windows recovery solution, but if I wanted to, it wouldn't work. So here's the TLDR on this one. Vulnerability management people, when you are patching, okay, you do not just hit patch all the things and yell YOLO into the sky and then go get tacos. You can do that, but again, you're definitely playing with fire. What you should do is, it's called like concentric circles, but patch like some of the IT, like basically the IT team patches first, right? Because they have the ability to identify problems, fix the issues, self-serve themselves, etc. Then if you want, then the next thing would be to patch like security advocates in the business, right? So have someone in accounting, have someone in R&D, somebody in sales, like have them be in a special group that gets patched next to make sure that the apps that they depend on don't break. Then you can patch all the things, okay? So even though you get 30 days to patch, it sometimes it takes more than 30 days to roll out patches, okay? So this is part of the, unfortunately, this is part of why vulnerability analysts, management analysts become apathetic and begin to like hate life, is because it takes, it could take 30 days to patch all the things, and then you finally feel like you can get your breath. And then another dump truck from Microsoft backs up and dumps a load of patches on your driveway. And you're like, mother trucker. And it's relentless. It will never stop. It's like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, right? I think it was Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, or Ray Liotta in Goodfellas. Whatever. The one where it's like, F you pay me, right? It's a bit of a callback, but everybody knows those movies. Oh, you're not feeling well, F you pay me. It's like, oh, hey, like you rolled out a new system, F you, like patch it. Oh, you got like, you just merged with a new company. I don't care, patch it. Like, you're like, oh, here's more patches. Like, you will just get inundated and overwhelmed. And unfortunately, it's a great job to break into because you're dealing with a lot of crap. But you have to be careful. You can become apathetic over time.
Malware cleans up after itself.
Oh, by the way, so the fix here is just give Microsoft a couple days here, and they'll get it sorted out.
You gotta
If they haven't already sorted it out, okay? I do want to point out, I did use Windows Recovery like last month, so it does get used. If you follow me, you know that I was in Massachusetts for like 2 months running off my mobile laptop studio, and my camera, OBS, would keep freezing. So as part of my fixes of my studio, I actually did a full Windows recovery thinking that maybe there was like a bad driver or something. It didn't fix the problem, but I did do it.
Security company Red Canary reports that the Linux malware DripDropper exploits an old Apache ActiveMQ vulnerability to gain persistent access on cloud systems, then unusually patches the same hole to block other malware and hide its presence. It uses encrypted binaries, Dropbox-based command and control, and alters SSH settings for root access, letting attackers mine cryptocurrency or move laterally. Organizations should patch ActiveMQ, harden systems, restrict SSH root access, and monitor cloud activity to detect compromises.
All right, so hey, just as a quick aside, like I kind of decided this week I was going to wear other companies that I like's merch, and I almost wore a Red Canary shirt today. I went with Thinkst Canary because I love Canary. If you haven't used Thinkst Canary tokens, you're missing out. They're great company, great product. Okay, so Red Canary did some research. There is a Linux malware called DripDropper that gets infected. I want to understand how it gets on your machine in the first place, and then I want to tell you something a bit more generic around threat actors and malicious behavior that you won't hear like in a classroom or a textbook here. It's attacking cloud Linux systems. So there you go. There's the first thing you got to do. And it exploits an Apache ActiveMQ message broker. This is actually an older vulnerability. I remember this a while ago. Yeah, look at this. So the CVE is 2023. Really quickly, when you look at a CVE, the naming convention is always CVE dash and then the year the vulnerability was reported and then a unique identifier. This is a 2-year-old bug that's being actively exploited. So, first of all, what are you doing?
You gotta patch it.
You have time. Second of all, if you're running Linux, listen, Carl in accounting doesn't typically run Linux. Linux is typically run by people who are a bit more competent in IT and capable of understanding, like, under the hood, if you will. And so basically these cloud Linux systems, you definitely can talk to IT people and figure out where they are and get it sorted out. You do not want to get infected by a 2-year-old bug. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right. And if you're running Apache ActiveMQ for the message broker, you could be at risk. Plus it's cloud-based, which means there's a possibility it's internet facing. You don't want that either. Now, what's the bigger picture here? The threat actors actually infect you, okay? And here's the wild thing. When I just said patch your stuff, if you get infected, you don't have to patch this anymore because the threat actor will patch it for you. That's right. Flaming Donkey, which is just a threat actor name that I made up. Flaming Donkey is going to work for your IT team.
And patch those vulnerabilities. Woo, baby.
Yeah, so the reason that they patch your vulnerabilities is to prevent another threat actor from discovering this 2-year-old bug in your environment and exploiting it also. So then you have multiple threat actors competing on your boxes. So literally they infect you and then patch the problem. So 2 things. 1, if you see this get patched out of the blue, spoiler alert, you've been infected. Number 2, obviously, you should do some threat hunting. If you have this in your environment, whether it's been patched or not, you may not know who patched it or when it was patched. The fact that they're patching it for you, the threat actors, means that you should go threat hunting for like C2 traffic, I would assume, to see if you're getting into that. You could see here Sliver, which is a really popular open source C2 from Bishop Fox, I believe, hosts that. We'll have TTPs, right? Yeah, and then they'll have root access to your box. So logging on the box on commands and activities, and then C2 traffic around Sliver. Now the C2, you don't know what server they're going to be using, but Sliver is going to have some indicators of compromise that you can go look for. So you can look on the host itself, and you can look on the network traffic itself.
Middletown recovers from cybersecurity incident. Some services unavailable. Middletown, Ohio, is recovering from a weekend cybersecurity incident that disrupted several city services, including police and public records, utility billing, income tax, and the health department. In-person services at the Middletown City Building remain closed, although online utility payments are still accepted, and no services will be cut off for non-payment. Emergency services like 911 and the municipal court continue to operate normally.
All right. Hey, guess what? It's a day that ends in Y, and a municipality gets punched in the mouth. This time it's Cincinnati. Never been to Cincinnati. I don't know if I'll ever make it, but shout out to all the Ohio people in chat. Your Bengals, you guys got a good quarterback, although it didn't look good the other night. I watched the preseason game. Meh. All right, Middleton city buildings are closed. Services affected include police. Yikes. Typically, you see police and emergency services on a separate system. That's no good. Typically, when these municipalities get hit, remember, dude, first of all, local and state municipalities are typically underfunded, understaffed, under-resourced. Additionally, governments are nonprofit organizations by default, so they don't typically have surplus profit to invest back into IT or securing the environment. I do think that there's enough case study at this point that cities should, if you work at a city or state, local municipality, you absolutely should be doing tabletop exercises. There's just too many instances. St. Paul, Minnesota got hit recently, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Baltimore, Maryland, friggin' LA, multiple cities in Texas. There is a wheelbarrow full of examples that you can look at as case study. So if you're trying to bring up this at your organization, your state or local municipality, and they're just like, womp, 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 Jerry, you sound like a Peanuts character. We're too busy over here, like, doing other things. It's like, well, all right. But when you get, like, you never want to say I told you so, but, like, you can give the look, like kind of the tipped head and the side eye. All right. The bad news is if you were trying to purchase a piece of property or get married in Middleton, Ohio, that's not happening. Boo. All right.
Catch me outside. How about that?
All right. We are at 8:59. Someone call Nick Barker because we nailed it. Hold on one second. There's actually another story. This one, normally I would just skip this story, but this actually looks like an important one.
Elastic rejects claims of a zero-day RCE flaw in Defend EDR. Elastic has rejected claims from AshES Cybersecurity that its Defend EDR product contains a zero-day RCE vulnerability. After reviewing the report, Elastic said it could not reproduce the exploit and noted that AshES did not provide a reproducible proof of concept. Elastic says it takes security reports very seriously and maintains a bug bounty program. having paid over $600,000 to researchers since 2017. Remember?
All right, so this is a big deal. Okay, so first of all, Elastic is the name of the organization that you typically think of when you think of an elk stack, right? They don't want you to use the term elk, but Elastic is what it is, right? And I didn't know that they had an EDR agent now, but Defend, I guess, is this EDR agent. So basically, if you're running Elastic or Defend EDR, your ears should perk up on this. However, the bigger picture here is around bug bounties, security research, and the dance between researchers and businesses. In this instance, if you find a 0-day during security research, when you submit it to a vendor, what you should do, if you want to be thorough, is explain what the bug is, explain how you exploit it, and show evidence supporting how it's done. That way it's a nicely, tightly packaged little product. And what the vendor needs to do is be able to reproduce it on their side. That's why if you provide them all the information in a demo video, they can follow along and quickly confirm that you are, in fact, found a 0-day. Now, this person has released this blog post and report saying, I've done it, here it is, all these things. Elastic cannot reproduce it. And they went as far as to show 2 instances with it basically crashing the Windows computer and then not running the EDR and showing exploitation. So honestly, that sounds like it's actually working, but I don't know. The point is 2 things. One, if you are doing security research, when you submit to a vendor, make sure you give them all the things nice and clean so it's very easy for them to follow along, and so you can basically claim that you were the first researcher. Okay, sometimes it does. I've never done this, but I've heard horror stories of researchers submitting to a vendor, and then another researcher will submit to the same vendor the same thing, but because theirs is more thorough, the first one might not get confirmed, and then the second one does. So even though you're first to report, you don't actually get paid, right? If we're talking about straight cash, homie, all right?
Straight cash, homie.
So basically, don't half-ass it, right? Basically, that's the TLDR here. If you're going to do security research, go whole hog. Nice blog write-up, nice demo video, nice exploit, show all the things, and then get paid. Simple as that. All right, now let's wrap it. All right, holla, holla, holla. This was episode 945 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Don't go anywhere, because we are going to be delighted to bring you Jawjack in a 30-minute AMA show where I will answer as many cybersecurity questions that you have as best I can. If I can't answer them, I will either find out or someone in chat will help out. Plus, I'm super excited. Look at these 2 all-stars. Coming up at 9:30, 2 Cyber Chicks is back with Season 7. Holy crap. Jack Scott, Erica McDuffie, 2 senior GRC professionals bringing the heat. And today, in their season opening episode, they're talking about AI overload and, most importantly, what is total bullcrap in 2025. No sacred cows in this episode. Come hang out, hear what they have to say. This is going to be absolute gold, especially if you're a GRC or aspiring GRC professional. I'm Gerald. I'm sorry, I just got a text message that was very unsettling. I just got completely derailed. All right, let's go over to Jawjacking. Yay! Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. Hello, welcome to Jawjacking. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. Wait a minute. Wait, what is that nerd doing here? Ah! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the party. I'm Jerry Guy. This is Jawjack, and I'm here to answer your question. So let's friggin' go. Drop a Q in chat right before your question, and I'll know it's for me. Otherwise, let's cook. Somebody asked on the channel the other day about securing DevSecOps, and I didn't have a great question. I didn't have a great answer. I want you to know somebody reached out to me and said that they have done security architecture around DevSecOps and wanted to answer the question. I'm just trying to coordinate with them right now, so just know that that's coming. Cyber Risk Witch casting a protection spell on me. There we go. What's up? Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. It didn't have to do with me. Apparently, let me just, I'll share it with everybody while the questions are coming in. So if you did not know, I was on an MTV show. It actually, season finale was last night. And it was hosted by Tamar Braxton. And this is just super messed up. So I worked with Tamar on this, and this just came in, this like breaking news from yesterday. And it's like she's found in a pool of blood, fractured nose, missing teeth, near-death experience. I mean, this is like a horrible, horrible situation for anyone, Tamar included. I don't know what the hell happened, but this is scary. Really, really creepy. I literally know Tamar. I worked with her. I hope she's fine. Speedy recovery. I hope whatever happened gets sorted out. If somebody did something awful to her, I hope they're held accountable. This is messed up, dude, for real. All right. Now that I've shared that with you, let's answer your questions. All right. What's the backstory of the Simple Minds song on the podcast? All right, hold on 1 second. Let me see here. So Kyle says, what's the backstory? There isn't one. Honestly, that song is from The Breakfast Club, the John Hughes successful film. And it just felt right. I was feeling it one day. And it just kind of started working itself in organically. There wasn't like some, there wasn't some moment that, happened, some crescendo where it all came together. It just, we like it. It feels good. It's a perfect mid-roll song. You kind of like, start dancing, feel the shakes. And it just became part of what we do here. Any updates on Simply CyberCon now that DEF CON is over? Yes, Cyber Risk Witch. So here are the updates. Number one, you may have seen on social media, I have been going really hard into trying to get sponsors. The overall, just so everybody knows, if you want to, let me answer the question for like attendees, because that's probably more what you care about. From an attendee perspective, tickets are available right now. You can go to simplycybercon.org. There are trainings. There's 4 different trainings. They are on Sunday, November 2nd. They are paid, but you also get a ticket to the event as part of that. Tickets to the training is, I think it's about $800. It's a full day training. You get served lunch and everything like that. I would recommend you either get your employer to pay for it, or, we do make it affordable, and it's a full 8-hour training. There's one training for GRC, one for Blue, one for Red, one for OSINT with Michelle Khan. The conference is on November 3rd. It's a Monday. It's in Charleston, South Carolina at the beautiful Charleston Marriott. Tickets are available now. The speakers have been selected. The CFP happened last month. Speakers have been selected, and emails have gone out for the speakers to confirm their availability. Once the speakers' availabilities have been confirmed, or if somebody can no longer make it, we've backfilled. We had more submissions than we had slots, so there's opportunity to slot in people who just missed the cut. Once we have that full list, we're going to publish out both tracks talks, which should happen as early as Monday next week, so people can get hyped up and amped, and then it's off and running. There's 2 tracks. There's a chill-out room. Breakfast will be served. Lunch will be served. There will be a party afterwards, which is going to be super dope. I want to say, if you are interested in sponsoring, we have multiple different levels of sponsorship packages. Just so people know, this is a nonprofit conference. On average, okay, like I did the rough numbers yesterday, this conference costs about $16,000 to host, which is not really that expensive when you look at conferences in general. However, having said that, right now, I think $6,000. The conference it's a nonprofit with a separate bank account. The bank account can be looked at. It's on public read only, so very transparent. $6,000 has basically been paid back to me, and then there's another $6,000 that like I'm currently floating. So like I'm personally really interested in getting sponsors. So if you're interested in sponsoring, we do a lot to help the sponsors out. Great booths, great spacing, obviously all of the social media presence and stuff. It's not really going to, you're likely not gonna, it's really if your business is interested in supporting cybersecurity community and also bringing awareness. We're not going to be scanning badges and selling emails for lead gen. So if that's kind of your bag, it's probably not a good conference to sponsor. But if you're interested in engaging practitioners of various levels and bringing awareness, and you're about community, then giddy up on it. All right, thanks for the question. Amish Brain says, emotional intelligence, how is it deployed in red teaming? Well, I mean, honestly, that's what social engineering is, Amish Brain. Red teamers, pen testers, they exploit the human condition of wanting to help by, having your arm, like emotional intelligence, right? You understand that you can exploit people's emotions because you're intelligent enough to see it, right? So, hey, like, you look like you're having a hard day. Like, I also have had a hard day. Like, I feel you. Jesus, I know you're like struggling over here. So am I. Like, all I want to do is get home and see my kids, and I can't until I patch all these computers. Can I just patch your computer personally, and then you install malware? So yeah, emotional intelligence is a good one. Cy Vincat, first timers, welcome to the party, pal. Dream Logic with the super chat. Thanks so much, Dream Logic.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Question, what are your top 3 cyber awareness month activities for medium-sized software companies, 250 staff? That's a great question. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a video for that. I was talking to Kathy Chambers last night. I am like so in a good headspace for making content right now. I've got a ton of videos coming out, and I'm working on the vulnerability management class. I'll actually make a video. I'll probably, I'll probably do like 7 or 8 cyber awareness month activities. Number one, for sure, I like doing like fun, like quick little hits of fun security awareness training stuff. So like a color here. There's actually colorful, fun cyber awareness messaging. Okay. Let me see if I can find this for you. Like you can see here, like just silly stuff. Like, does something seem fishy? Right? Just like memorable, cheeky, one-off things. Like AI doesn't keep secrets right here. This one, right? Like just quick little hits that are visually interesting and people start talking about, okay? It reminds me very much of World War II, intelligence, protection, warning, signs. It reminds me of these things. Oh my God, in World War II, right? Like, this type of thing, loose lips sink ships. I mean, this is horrible. A careless word, a needless loss. They got a dead body in the water there. But my point is, that's one great, easy way to do it. And you can like post them up all over the place. If you have like a closed circuit TV in the break rooms. You could put it in there on the carousel. Again, I'm a big fan of including best practices for personal stuff. So I would include a lot of messaging around protecting your iPhone and your Android. Is it Cybersecurity Girl? What's Caitlin's account? Is it? I think it's Cybersecurity Girl. Let me see. Yeah. So Caitlin, yeah, here she is. So Caitlin is, she's got a lot of stuff going on here, but her content is mostly around properly configuring mobile devices and helping people secure mobile devices. So you can get a ton of like quick hits and information from here as well. So you don't have to create your own stuff. And then what's a final thing I would say? Honestly, guys, if you another great one would be Black Hill's information security backdoors and breaches tabletop exercise, right? Make it a fun activity, a fun game. You can leverage that you're doing it for Cyber Awareness Month, but kind of get people into it. You want it to be fun, right? I love bringing food or candy or interesting little like examples. People love seeing how the magic trick happens. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. And I will be making a video on how to do these things a bit more in depth. I'm on day 2 of my first GRC roll. Oh yeah. Does my imposter syndrome ever go away? No. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And I say that flippantly and just cutely, science poet. Nope. But hey, you know what? If you're feeling a little uncomfortable, that means you're growing. That means you're learning. Keep pushing. And I got to tell you, nobody expects you to know everything. Dude, I've been working in this industry for 20 years. I love cybersecurity, and there's a ton of things I don't know. I just got a question the other day about DevSecOps I had no idea on, right? So it's all about proactivity, initiative, and attitude, right? So you got it. Ms. Julian got this question the other day. This person wants to use a job offer to push for a raise at their current org. Would you recommend doing this? And if so, how do they go about the conversation? Okay, Ms. Julian, this is a great question. This happens infrequently, but when it does, it's like, ooh, what do I do? Here's what I would do. I have never done this personally, okay? Anytime I've gotten a new job offer, I've always taken it, okay? Because at my mind, it's like, well, if you're going to offer me more money now, why didn't you do it before? Bump that. Now, normally, I'm the kind of person who just like takes their lumps. And when I go start looking for another job, it's because I've already decided that I'm done at this company. Okay. Now, here's what I would do. I have seen someone do this before. I've seen people do this wrong, and I've seen people do this really effectively. Here's what I would do. I would have a meeting with my boss. Okay. It depends on the relationship with your boss, too. If your boss is cool, right? Say Kathy... Okay, if your boss is cool, you can do it one way. If your boss sucks, you have to do it a different way, okay? So number one, think about it from your boss's perspective for a second. You are dependable. You show up. You get work done. So for you to quit makes your boss's life harder. It makes their job harder. Your boss doesn't want to see you quit, okay? Okay. Now... if you go to your boss and say, listen, I wouldn't recommend telling them about the offer yet. That's intelligence that you can weaponize later, right? Like you don't have to tip your hand, if you will. But you can say, hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you. This is a bit of an urgent matter. I wanted to talk to you. And let's say that you make $70,000 and the offer letter's for $84,000, okay? You could say, hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you. I really have been delivering value at the organization. Talk about the value you've had. Don't be confrontational. And say, hey, listen, I wanted to talk about adjusting my salary to $84,000. Just say the number flat out. I wanted to talk about adjusting my salary to $84,000. How can we get there? Okay? This is something I learned just recently on like one of these LinkedIn videos or something. And I wholeheartedly love this. I think Simon Sinek said it. Do not bring a Boolean challenge to your boss. Do not say to your boss, I want $84,000. Can I get it? Yes or no? Because now you've put your boss in a bit of a pickle where they may not have the authority to say yes or no. And now now they have to make the case, right? If you say, hey, listen, I make 70, I want to make 84, how can we get there? Now you've got this like open-ended, branching, multiverse opportunity for your boss to say, well, dude, like budgets are really tight right now. We are going to be doing performance evaluations in January. I can make a strong case to get you to $84,000. You know, they might be lying to you. I don't know. But you could say, okay, listen, if you agree to that, okay, I want you to know I have a job offer on the table right now for $84,000 that I am strongly considering taking. I need this money. So, you know what I mean? Like, you basically have outlined, you've enabled them to explain whether or not they can help you get to that 84,000, how they might do it, and you kind of see their actual true reflection of how they value you and stuff, right? If you say, listen, I want to get to 84, and they're like, dude, there's no budget, I can't help you, it's not going to happen. Well, then the choice has been made for you. Just go take that new offer, right? But if you give them the open branching opportunity to figure out a way, you can see if they want to keep you and if they can make it happen. They can't guarantee it, right? You might even be able to say at that point, listen, I got an offer letter on the table. This $14,000 is going to have a huge impact on my family's life. I think I'm going to take it. Well, now you've lit the fire under their butt to kind of go get more money, and it's way less confrontational, all right? If you're going to do that, though, you do have to put timelines on these things. You cannot tell the people who offered you a letter, I'm going to need 7 to 14 days to respond to this letter. Normally, 3 days is the most you can get. And the people that offered you the offer letter, they want you, and they do not, it's like sales. They do not want you to think long about it. They want you to make a decision and move forward. So you've got to manage that thing as well. All right? I hope that answered your question, Ms. Julian. The key takeaway here is don't give that Boolean answer. Give them a real answer. And honestly, I've had people come to me and say, hey, listen, I want a raise. And I'll say, I've literally done this. Again, I like to think I'm a good manager. I've said, there's no money. I can't get you any more money. But if you really want to make more money, I will help you either get a new job or I'll help you transition within the company. Like, what is it that you want to do? And honestly, the few times I've done that, one person I helped get a new job. Okay, and I still have a relationship with that person because it's about relationships, not about, moving 3 more, pieces of units or whatever. And the other time, or the other 2 times, the person didn't want to put in the effort to do it, right? Like, I was like, all right, like, I can help you get a new job. Like, what do you want to do? And they're like, forget it. Like, they didn't want to take the initiative. They just thought if they came and asked for more money, they'd get it, which they didn't. All right. All right. Hopefully you guys, I know I'm going a little long. I think some of these questions they can help lots of people, which is why I take a little bit more time answering them. I hope you guys can appreciate that. Oh, Phil Stafford says the accident happened Sunday. Thank you. I'll look into that after the show's over because that's just horrible. I don't care who you are. Like, that is a horrible situation. Anna Banana, love the name, is the conference for beginners. Hell yeah. Simply CyberCon is a conference that inhibits all of the Simply Cyber community core values. Inclusion is one of those. Yes, Anna Banana, it's absolutely appropriate for beginners. A lot of networking, a lot of good times. All right, what else we got here? Oh my gosh, hold on one second. Sierra Montgomery is in the house. Good morning, Sierra. All right, continuing to look here. All right, I'm looking for questions that start with Q. I think this is a question, I don't know. Prepping for cyber awareness training for board. I don't want to bore them with a lot of technicality at all. Just want to enlighten them on the best practices and essential. Okay, yeah. You know what, Addy? I'm going to talk about this. I haven't been talking about this, but I will talk about this simply because your question, I think, can be helped. I think I can help you with this, okay? Stay tuned. Give me a second here. All right. I wasn't really going to talk about this for reasons, but I'm going to tell you guys right now. Addy2500 and everyone else who's in chat, okay? You may not know this because I didn't talk about it, but I actually built an entire amazing course, and I don't typically talk about myself like this, but this course is amazing. I built this amazing course that is literally designed. I designed the course. I filmed all the course. It's my slides. It's my content. It's my education. I built a whole course on how to speak to the board. So, Addy, because you're saying that you're doing this, this is why I'm telling you all about it. This course is 100% going to prepare you to speak to the board. It gets into the board's personalities. It gets into mistakes you shouldn't make. I actually worked with 4 CISOs, and I basically do lectures and theory and best practices. And then at the end of every module, I interview a different CISO, Aaron Heath, Matt Klein, who was at the Simply Cyber meetup in Vegas, Pam Everett, Ken Bible, former DHS CISO, on them speaking to the actual realities of the theory that I just presented. This course is free. If you want to be a CISO, if you want to be a senior GRC person, this is a no-brainer. I'll drop a link in chat right now. It has a UTM for Simply Cyber, so I guess click on this link if you want to use it, please, so I get recognition by them that this hyperlink was used. There you go. This is for all the GRC people out there. This is I'm not even joking. This course is sick, okay? Oh yeah, you get 5 CPs, a Credly badge. I wasn't hiding it from you guys. It's just I wasn't talking about it. Devin McCarthy took the course. Awesome, Devin. Glad you got it. All right, here we go, Addy. Hopefully that helped you. We got 2 cyber chicks coming up in just a minute. Oh, yeah. Guys, 2 cyber chicks. Erica McDuffie, Jack Scott bringing the heat. You can see I've already thumbs it up. I really, really love Jack Scott and Erica McDuffie. They're personal friends. I wrote a book with Jack Scott back in 2020. Eric McDuffie's been solid. See him at Wild West Hackinfest all the time. 2 cyber chicks, season 7. So happy that they have decided to come under the Simply Cyber Media Group umbrella and join all the amazing programming that we have for you guys over there. Love it, love it, love it. Let me see if I can answer a couple more questions while there's still time. S. Cole says, a follow-up from Monday's manufacturing one. My friend's a carpenter at an oil refinery who loves the industry, wants to pivot into a tech role. Yeah. I mean, do all the fundamentals, SCole07. I have a blog post on LinkedIn, or I have a post on LinkedIn around 7 foundational skills that every GRC junior analyst should know. It's kind of applicable. Depends when you say tech. I mean, I don't know if he wants to be a tech person, but you got to learn networking, got to learn operating systems. Nicholas says, hey, Jerry, the slide deck about GRC you teased a few weeks ago, are you going to share it Simply Cyber Academy? I don't know which slide deck you're talking about. Let me know, Nicholas, and we're going to end the show soon. So I'll continue to look at chat, Nicholas. You just have to give me a little bit more insights on which deck, probably, but all right, continuing to look really quickly at chat. It's going to start shortly. Good AI security and governance material to go over and learn. Jerome Johnson. Yes, go look at OWASP's LLM Top 10. And then MIT has an AI risk repository taxonomy thing that's pretty dope. I actually have a video on the channel about that taxonomy. Go look at that. So Simply Cyber AI taxonomy probably will get you there. And also just hang out in chat and I will I'll pull it up myself. We're going to go over to 2 cyber chicks right now. I'm super excited, honestly. I really love the energy that they bring. So let's go raid 2 cyber chicks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jerry Guy from Simply Cyber. This has been Jawjack, and until next time, stay secure. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.